Remember when your friend started dating that weird guy, and you knew it wouldn't end well? You could see the red flags from a mile away, but they were too smitten to notice. You tried to warn them, but they just wouldn't listen. Eventually things went south, just as you predicted. Well, that's kind of what's happening between Canada and the United States right now. That's Canada with the United States right now. The relationship has been rocky for years, filled with ups and downs, moments of camaraderie, and periods of tension. Except, instead of a weird dude, it's years of questionable trade deals, and even more questionable foreign policy decisions. The economic ties that once seemed unbreakable have been strained by tariffs, trade wars, and political disagreements. The trust that once existed has been eroded, leaving both nations at a crossroads. Prime Minister Mark Carney's first international trip as Canada's leader sent a clear message. It was a bold move, signaling a shift in Canada's foreign policy priorities. No longer content to play second fiddle to its southern neighbor, Canada was ready to assert its own identity on the global stage. It wasn't to the good old US of A land of maple syrup-loving neighbors. Instead, Carney chose to visit Europe, a decision that raised eyebrows and sparked conversations around the world. Nope, Carney went straight to France and the UK. These visits were not just about strengthening economic ties but also about forging new alliances and partnerships. This wasn't just a friendly, how do you do? It was a calculated move to diversify Canada's international relationships and reduce its dependency on the United States. This was a strategic power move. By engaging with European leaders, Carney was positioning Canada as a key player in the global arena, ready to take on new challenges and opportunities. Canada was putting the US on notice. We're not waiting for you to get your act together. We're moving on. The message was clear. Canada was ready to chart its own course, independent of its historically dominant neighbor. The world's jaws collectively dropped. The international community watched in awe as Canada, the ever-polite, peace-loving neighbor, took a stand. Canada, the ever-polite, peace-loving neighbor, just told the US to take a hike. It was a moment of reckoning, a declaration of independence, and a bold step into the future. Remember when you were a kid and you'd refuse to share your toys, then your friends found someone else to play with? That's basically what happened with the US and trade. Trump slapped tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, you name it. It was like he thought trade was a one-way street with all the benefits flowing south. Spoiler alert, it's not. The tariffs backfired spectacularly. Canadian industries took a hit, sure. But American businesses and consumers felt the pinch too, with higher prices and fewer jobs. Canada, meanwhile, wasn't just sitting there twiddling its thumbs. They went out and made new friends. Canada's got a new motto. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially if that basket is woven from questionable trade deals. Carney went on a whirlwind tour, signing trade agreements faster than a beaver gnawing down a tree. Europe? Check. Asia? You bet. Canada was diversifying its portfolio like a Wall Street pro. This wasn't just about economics either. It was about sending a message. We're a reliable partner, open for business with countries that believe in fair play. Meanwhile, back in the US, businesses were left wondering what happened to their friendly northern customer. Section 4. Fly away, Uncle Sam, the F-35 kill switch saga. Now let's talk about defense. Specifically, the F-35 fighter jet program, a project that has been both a marvel of modern engineering and a source of endless controversy. This program has cost billions of dollars and has faced numerous technical issues, delays, and budget overruns. But there's another layer to this saga that has recently come to light. Remember the F-35 fighter jet program? That expensive, problem-plagued project? Well, it turns out there's more to the story. These jets come equipped with a feature that has raised eyebrows and sparked debates across the globe. It has been revealed that the F-35 jets come with a US-controlled kill switch. This means that the United States has the ability to remotely disable these aircraft, effectively grounding them at will. This revelation has caused quite a stir among the countries that have invested heavily in these jets. Take Canada, for example. They were shocked to learn about this kill switch. Imagine spending billions of dollars on state-of-the-art fighter jets, only to find out that another country holds the power to deactivate them. Canada was like, wait, you mean we're dropping billions on these things and you can just turn them off whenever you want? Cue the awkward silence. This revelation has led to a significant shift in defense strategies. Suddenly, cozying up to Europe on defense didn't seem like such a bad idea. European countries too have been reevaluating their defense partnerships and looking for more autonomy in their military capabilities. In response, Mark Carney, a prominent figure in Canadian politics, started talking about collaborating with France on military technology. This move was seen as a way to reduce dependency on the United States and to explore new avenues for defense innovation. However, this shift in alliances did not sit well with some folks in Washington. The message was clear. Canada was done playing second fiddle in its own defense strategy. They were ready to take control of their military future, ensuring that their investments in defense would not be subject to the whims of another nation. This saga continues to unfold, with countries around the world watching closely to see how it will impact global defense dynamics. Section 5. The Great White North stands its ground. Arctic tension rises. The Arctic land of ice, polar bears, and enough potential oil and gas to make even the most eco-conscious person consider a career change. As the ice melts, thanks climate change, the Arctic is becoming more accessible. And guess who's been eyeing those resources with dollar signs in their eyes? You guessed it, the US. Canada, however, has a message for its southern neighbor. This is our backyard, and we're not letting you turn it into your personal playground. Tensions are rising, and Canada's not backing down. Section 6. From coast to coast, Canadians say no, thanks to Uncle Sam. In recent years, there's been a growing sentiment across Canada, a sentiment that says, we can stand on our own. This isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a movement gaining momentum from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Remember when we talked about Canada moving on? Well, it's happening right before our eyes. The streets are buzzing with conversations about independence and self-reliance. Town hall meetings are packed with citizens eager to discuss the future of their nation. Well, the Canadian people are leading the charge. From large rallies in major cities to small community gatherings in parks, the message is clear. Canadians are proud of their identity and are ready to assert it. Polls show Canadians aren't too keen on becoming the 51st state. Shocker. In fact, recent surveys indicate a significant majority prefer maintaining their distinct cultural and political identity. Interviews on the streets reveal a common theme: pride in being Canadian. From coast to coast, people are saying no thanks to closer ties with the US. This isn't just about politics, it's about preserving a way of life, a set of values that Canadians hold dear. The protests and community meetings are a testament to this collective resolve. Provinces are launching buy local campaigns, encouraging citizens to support homegrown businesses. Farmers markets are bustling with activity, and local shops proudly display buy local signs. Ditching US products faster than you can say maple syrup, shelves are being cleared of American brands as Canadians opt for locally produced goods. It's a powerful statement of economic independence. It's like a nationwide spring cleaning, but instead of chucking out old clothes, they're chucking out US imports. Communities are coming together to clean up not just their physical spaces, but their economic ties as well. But instead of chucking out old clothes, they're chucking out US imports. This collective effort is reshaping the market landscape, making room for Canadian products to thrive. The message is clear: Canadians are done being treated like an afterthought. The placards and passionate discussions at community meetings reflect a deep-seated desire for respect and recognition on the global stage. They're ready to chart their own course. Whether it's sailing in their pristine waters, hiking their majestic mountains, or celebrating in their vibrant parks, Canadians are embracing their sovereignty with open arms and a hopeful heart. Section 7. The New World Order? Canada's bold move sends ripples across the globe. So what does this all mean for the future? Is this the end of the US-Canada bromance as we know it? Are we headed for a world where Canada and the US are locked in a passive-aggressive battle over maple syrup reserves? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Canada's bold move has sent shockwaves across the globe. Countries are watching, taking notes, and maybe even stocking up on maple syrup just in case. One thing's for sure, the world's watching closely, and they're waiting to see what Canada does next.